You're listening to the Midlife Edit. Think of this as your remix for midlife strength, mindset, and living unapologetically. I'm Jen, your host, and together we're making this chapter not just good, but a damn good chapter. This is the Midlife Edit. Hey there, and welcome back to the Midlife Edit. I wasn't even sure I was going to record this episode. Truthfully, I've been feeling burnout, physically, mentally. But today I realized, again, that sitting here talking to you, this is part of my toolkit. And when I say toolkit, I'm talking about my mental fitness toolkit. And I've just been really fucking feeling it this week, you guys. A lot of shit has been going on in my life, and I don't want it to sound like I'm poor me and everything else, but like I'm real. I'm honest on this podcast and I talk a lot about it. And it's super important to talk about because we talk all the time about perimenopause symptoms and how, the brain fog, yeah, sure, that's mental, but, the weight gain and the hot flashes and all these other physical symptoms, the mental load is real. And mentally and physically, I've just been feeling it. And I said to my husband today, maybe I'll just re-release an episode that did well last time and just move on. And then I was like, you know what? No, because when I started this podcast, this was a passion project for me. It's something that I wanted to do for so very long, and I finally did it. And I promised myself in that moment that I was going to be real and raw and honest and not hide shit. And so, you get me. Here I am. Listen, sitting here, turning on this mic, talking with you, this is part of my own mental health toolkit. It's an outlet for me. And I know that if I'm feeling this way, there are chances that somebody out there listening is feeling this way too. So let's just have the real conversation. And I'm tying it into the midlife comeback tour because I think that's something that's so relevant, but it's so important to me because, I talk about music all the time, how much I love it and how much it's meant to me throughout my life and how midlife is going to be my comeback tour. This is my era's tour. It is my tour to reinvent the wheel when it comes to midlife women and what we're capable of. But part of that is also part that nobody wants to talk about. It's the nights when you're running on empty and the moments when old wounds from the past or things that you didn't remember come fucking roaring back out of nowhere. And they come back to the surface. And when it feels like you just can't keep it all together, you just break. And here's the truth. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay not to be okay. Let's say it out loud. Life in midlife, it's a lot. There are days where you're doing it all. You're juggling work and family and relationships, and then your body's changing, and oh, where'd that hair come from? And oh, look at this around my waist, and hormones are shifting, and you're fucking angry, and then you're sad, and then you're happy, and then you're mad, and then out of nowhere, something from the past just pops up. And maybe it's a memory or a pattern or an old pain or a wound that was there that you never realized was there and it just came back and it reared its ugly head. And then suddenly you're not just dealing with today. You're dealing with the weight of yesterday too. You're dealing with all these new emotions that you never fucking dealt with in your life because you just pushed them down and ignored them and just went on being that person that you with the smile on your face and everything's fine. That moment right there reminds me of, one of my favorite sitcoms in the entire world is Friends. But that episode where he finds out that Rachel and Joey are together and he talks about, I'm fine. That's me, right? When I think about all of the stuff that I never dealt with in my life, all of these past issues and traumas and whatever it is, all of the stuff that I've never sat with, the uncomfortability, because I've always said, "Oh, I'm fine. Everything's fine." Look, I've been there this week, these past couple days, stuff that I thought I've moved on from and I've been fine about, it resurfaced in a tear. It's in my head. And instead of beating myself up about it, I'm really trying to remember that this means that I'm human. And just because I haven't dealt with it before doesn't mean that I can't deal with it now. It doesn't mean that I failed. But I will say that I truly think that if there are things that you've never dealt with, whether it's in your past or present or whatever, and you keep pushing it down, not only is it going to come back up someday, it's going to come back up in ways you don't realize that it comes back up, but it's also preventing you from being the person that you want to be. It's preventing you from all of that potential that you have to be that true person to yourself and to others and everything else. And so that's why I want to keep coming back to this idea of mental fitness, because I talk a lot about physical fitness, but mental fitness is just as important, if not more important. And just like muscles, your mind needs care and training, and sometimes it needs recovery days. So let's make a midlife mental fitness toolkit together, okay? And there are a few tools that I've been leaning on or trying to lean on, and maybe one of these will resonate with you. And I like numbers and I like lists, so I made 5 of them. And the first one is rest without guilt. Tell that to somebody who is in their 40s, who has ADHD, who is a working person or a mom or go, 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 go all the time, right? What happens when you sit down to rest? Your mind's still going and you're thinking about all these things and, oh my God, I really should get up and I should do this, or I have to cross this off the list, or what about this? Sometimes the most powerful tool is giving yourself permission to rest. You have to. Skip that to-do list. Don't push through. I know, I get it. We have grown up in this hustle culture and where we didn't talk about our feelings and just push them down, and we just had to make sure that everything was checked off that list to stop. Fucking stop, because rest is not lazy, it's recovery, and we need it sometimes. So if your body's telling you to take that nap, take it. If you don't want to go somewhere, say no to the invite. Allow yourself to rest. Give yourself that permission. Number 2, processing the past. Listen, this happens to me a lot, and it really, really hit me hard this week. And there's a lot of shit that I need to deal with, and I know that, and I'm working through it. But when old wounds resurface, it can feel really, really, really heavy, right? And I've talked about my therapy journey before, and I'm going to continue to talk about it. And I had this amazing therapist, and she was great, and we worked so hard, and I came a long way, and I got through a lot of stuff. But then life happens, right? And unfortunately, she moved out of the area, and with healthcare and the red tape and all that other shit, she's no longer licensed to be my therapist in my state, which that's a whole nother topic, but whatever. So since then, I've gone through a few therapists because I haven't found that one, that right one that clicks with me, that resonates with me, and that's okay. It's like dating, right? You're not going to marry the first person you date. So I have another appointment with another therapist. I think therapy is very important. I think finding that right therapist is extremely important because you need to give all your trust, right? So I'm doing that, but also in the meantime, I picked up a journal yesterday and I tease, the topic of all the journals and notebooks that I have because I buy them because they're pretty and I never use them. And, the other weird thing about me, and I know that there are others out there, so if you're listening, me too, but sometimes when I go to open a notebook, I don't want to write in it because what if my writing doesn't look good? And what if it doesn't? The aesthetic to me, sometimes I get in my head and crazy about that. But I picked up this beautiful journal that I got the other day and I just started writing. It doesn't really make sense. They're not even full sentences, just some bullet points and some messy ass writing, but it made me feel better. What about a heart to heart with somebody that you actually trust, like that you can fully trust? And you don't have to tell them everything, but what if you just tell them, hey, I'm not okay. Hey, I'm going through something right now. Hey, I need some support. Doing that can make all the difference in the world. Or writing down what triggered you or how you felt, it's not weakness. It's release. It's getting all of those thoughts out onto paper and allowing your mind to get rid of them, even if it's for 10 minutes. Number 3, honest self-talk. This week, I caught myself saying, I should be stronger than this. I shouldn't feel this way. I should have dealt with this before, and I'm not ready to deal with this now, and I don't want to do this. I should have been a protector. I should have known. I should have figured this out long before 42 years old. I should have dealt with my own shit. It was a lot of harmful, negative self-talk. But I'm going to stop and change it. And what I am going to keep reminding myself is I'm allowed to feel this. And that little shift, it's small, but fuck, is that powerful. Giving yourself permission to feel. Nobody else is going to do that for you. I mean, sure, maybe your therapist or whatever, but like the true meaning of feeling. Give yourself that permission to feel. And it's fucking powerful when you do. Number 4, outlets and expression. This podcast, it's one of mine. I love this podcast. I set out as a passion project. It's something that I want to do, but I'm telling you right now, and I think I really just need to start recording when it's just me, because it's almost comical. I talk with my hands, my eyes closed. I'm all over the place, but it feels good. I'm telling you, even these 10 minutes that I've been talking, I've already felt a little bit of a weight lifted off of me, because I'm getting out some anger and aggression and excitement and whatever it is, but I'm getting it out. So this is one of my outlets of and expression. And another one is music. And I talk about that all the time, and I love music, and I love all kinds of genres of music. And it depends on my mood, but when I put on some kind of music, if I'm angry, I'm listening to something that just gets that anger out. If I want to be happy, you can find me bopping around the gym to a Bowling for Soup song. Or, of course, Dave Matthews, my favorite, and I talk about him all the time. But there's always a song from the Dave Matthews Band that gets me in the mood that I need to be in. So for you, maybe it's music, or maybe it's painting, or walking, or dancing in your kitchen to a good song. Guys, expression isn't optional. It's fucking survival. Express yourself in the way that you need to. When you're feeling angry, and anger is one of those things that have just been really, really there. And it's because I'm not dealing with the things that I need to deal with. And I understand that. I'm mature enough to understand that. But I need to start dealing with it, right? So when that anger comes up, when I can feel it, and if you know what I'm talking about, it's like when you get a hot flash, right? And you can start feeling it from the inside out, and you feel that anger. Take a deep breath and go for a walk, or dance, or whatever your form of expression is. Do it. Get it out. Because it's not healthy to hold it all in. And I'm not saying get it out by screaming at your kids or your partner, and I've been guilty of that too. I will say one thing that I really think is super important. Take parenting advice from me. Don't take parenting advice from me. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I do think it's truly important to, if you have those outbursts, apologize to your children. Let them know that although why you were yelling wasn't okay, the fact that you were yelling probably wasn't the best outlet. And I tell people all the time, people meaning my family, my kids, my husband, people that I love and care about, we can't control what other people say or do, but we can control how we react to it. So if I react poorly, I apologize. And I think that's really important. It's a really good lesson to learn, especially for younger children. Anyway, So whatever your form of expression is, do it. Paint, write the angry freaking letter. Write the angry letter to your dead dad. Hi, that was me, and I've done that before, and it feels good, you know? Write the angry letter to somebody who's still alive, and don't send it, but get it all out. Number 5, asking for help. And I know this might be the hardest one. And I don't mean necessarily just reaching out to a friend or a professional asking for help to walk you through your feelings and everything else. Maybe asking for help when you're down this low and you know that you're in a spot is just, hey, can you figure out dinner tonight? Hey, can you pick up the kids? Hey, I need an hour break from work right now, to your boss or whoever. Asking for little things for help can honestly be huge. My husband is so good at, hey, I know things are tough right now. What can I do to help? And you know what I'm good for? Saying, I don't know, or I'm good, I got it, and not asking for help. But today, I told him, I already know what my mood is like. I know what I'm dealing with. And I know tomorrow is a very busy work day and everything else. Can you figure out dinner tomorrow? Usually I'm the one who does it. And it's not because he doesn't want to. It's because I like it. I like to plan the meals and cook the dinners, especially with my stomach issues and everything else. I don't want to have to make somebody else make special accommodations for me. So I usually handle that. But I already know that that's going to stress me out tomorrow. So I ask for help. Asking for help isn't a sign that you're weak. It's proof that you're ready to grow. It's proof that you're taking care of you. So whether it's a small ask for help or it's a big one saying, hey, I know it's time to get into therapy. Can you help me find a therapist? Or going to your doctor and saying, hey, maybe we should try some medication, or whatever that looks like for you, because everybody's journey is private and it's their own. And I do share parts of mine because I think it's important. But asking for help isn't weak. It's actually pretty fucking strong. You know what else I think is misinterpreted as weakness? Vulnerability. Vulnerability to me is not the opposite of strength. It is fucking strength. Being open about the fact that you're not okay doesn't make you less. It makes you real. It makes you strong. It makes you know that you are doing whatever you can to take care of you. And you're recognizing the fact that you're not okay. There's been many times, and still to this day, but for a very long time, I wasn't even recognizing the fact that I wasn't okay. I thought it was just the way we were supposed to feel. I thought it was just, oh, suck it up, buttercup, and deal with it. Or, nobody wants to hear your problems, or, your problems are minimal, and look at all these other people. But it's okay to tell yourself that you're not okay. And it's okay to feel the feelings that you're feeling. You got to get the help, whatever that looks like for you. You have to get the help. But don't be afraid to speak up about it. Again, I'm going to go back to the 80s and 90s. Kind of like we were in diet culture, right? We grew up in the diet culture where it was one way or no way. Same with mental health. We didn't talk about any of this shit growing up. Nothing. It was either a joke or we pushed it down, or, nobody talked about therapy. Honestly, when I was growing up, it was, if you talk about that you're in therapy, then you must be crazy, or there's something wrong with you, or ugh. To me now, I'm like, hell yeah, I'm in therapy. I'm screaming it from the top of the mountains because I know that I'm doing what I need to do to take care of myself. And that's fucking admirable. It's something to be proud of. It's not something to be ashamed of. Again, being open about the fact that you're not okay doesn't make you less. It makes you fucking real. And listen, sometimes when I sit down here to record, it's not just for you. It's for me too. This podcast in this moment is me working on myself in real time. You're just along for the journey. So if you're listening and you feel like you're in the middle of a hard season, I want you to hear this. You're not alone. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to know why you're feeling that way right this second, but you do need to keep showing up for yourself in whatever small way you can. You need to deal with your shit, but you don't need to be hard on yourself. And you don't need to keep pushing it down, and you don't need to pretend like you're okay when you're not. Show up for yourself. I just showed up for me tonight. I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to record. I thought, poor me, I'm just going to go to bed early and I'm going to wallow in self-pity for what? What good does that do? You know, be strong because you are. And I know that not many of us hear this a lot, but I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for taking the step just to listen to this podcast. I'm proud of you for taking the step to go to therapy or just to recognize that you're not okay. And that's okay. Look, mental health, it doesn't have to be this weird taboo term. Mental health is just like physical health. We've got to take care of it. And you know what? When you do, I want you to be walking around there just like you walk around after you're done at the gym and done with your strength training and how good and proud you feel about yourself. Be that times 10 when you take care of your mental health. Because doing that for you is fucking exceptional. Show up for you. And listen, speaking of showing up, I have to tell you something super exciting. Next week, I have a podcast interview. I've got a guest coming on that I am so fucking thrilled about. I am in awe. I'm shocked. I'm not going to spoil the surprise yet, but holy shit, you're going to want to freaking hear it. You're going to be like, oh, the midlife comeback tour, that makes so much sense now because she's doing the things she said she's going to do. But again, I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil a surprise, but I want to say this. If you've ever screamed every lyric to a certain pop punk anthem, you're going to want to be here. Yeah, pop punk music. Put some shit together. But we're going to be talking about it all. We're going to be talking about how important it is to take care of your mental health. We're going to be talking about how when you show up for yourself, it's going to make it easier to show up for other people who are going through it. How we can take care of our partners and our loved ones when they're having bad mental health days. I cannot fucking wait. I can't wait. I wish I could just shout it from the rooftops right now, but don't worry. There'll be hints and you'll figure it out. But I'm so excited. And honestly, I'm fucking proud of myself for just shooting my shot and getting this guest. And here's another little hint. It will be my first male guest on the podcast, but I'm fucking excited and I'm so proud and I'm just, I can't wait. So for now, consider this your backstage pass because you got a little hint and tease it to your friends. Tell them to start listening because something big is super, super, super big and exciting is coming to the Midlife Edit podcast because this is our Midlife Edit or this is our Midlife Comeback Tour and I'm excited to share it with you. So that was my little pump for the episode. But listen, I'm going to give you a challenge because that's what I do, right? Today, my challenge for you is this. Build your own mental fitness toolkit. Maybe it's one tool, maybe it's 5. But choose something you can lean on next time you're not okay. I'll put some shit on socials. I'll put my 5 on socials. I'll throw them in the show notes for you. Check out, the midlifeeditco.com. Maybe I'll throw a blog post on there. And I made a cool little journal for the Midlife Edit on there. So if you want a journal, go check that out. Go grab that. But remember, this is your midlife comeback tour. This is your edit. This is the time that you get to decide how you want to live out your life. And I'm so fucking proud of you for doing it the way you want to do it, for being the real true you. Remember, it's not about falling apart. It's about knowing how to put yourself back together again. Edit yourself. Do this now. Because my mood from 20 some minutes ago to now is completely different because I did this. I used one of my tools. I feel good. I don't feel great. I feel better. Find that tool for you. Thank you so much for letting me be open and honest with you today. Thank you for holding space for the real, raw, and not so polished version of me, because that's who you get when you listen to the Midlife Edit. And remember, this isn't a crisis, it's a comeback. Even if right now we're just still tuning our instruments, we're going to get there. We're going to be the headliners of our own tour. So until next time, take care of yourself. This is the Midlife Edit. Let's make it a damn good chapter. You've been listening to the Midlife Edit, your remix for midlife. Remember, we're making this chapter not just good, but a damn good chapter. Want more? Join the Midlife Edit Insiders group on Facebook for deeper conversations, grab the curated playlists to fuel your comeback tour, and check out the merch that lets you wear your midlife with pride. Everything's linked for you in the show notes. And until next time, keep living bold, strong, and unapologetic. This is the Midlife Edit. Let's make it a damn good chapter.